Bonjour, see you. Just a simple hello guys, today we're gonna review Total War Warhammer 3 Shadows of Change. The Total War Warhammer 3 Shadows of Change DLC is about to be released and players will soon have access to 3 new legendary lords. While playing the DLC so far, I have enjoyed each new character for different reasons. But I have not felt overly engaged while playing the Realm of Chaos campaign. Each legendary lord does have custom campaign mechanics to a certain degree, but the only one that feels like a truly different experience is the challenging. The 3 new legendary lords are Mother of Stankia, Kislev, Yonbo, the Jade Dragon, Grand Cathay as a challenging. Let's look at each and 2 and their mechanics to see if this DLC might be worth your time. This hack of Kislev starts in an area surrounded by several chaos factions, greenskins and dwarves. Picking your fight is especially important, since once one of the faction goes to war, 3 or 4 more can tend to do so at the same time. I found the early game a bit stronger with the character compared to the other 2 DLC legendary lords. To help defeat her enemies, Ostankia uses a mechanic called hexes during the campaign and needs to complete 6 to win. Each hex can be quite effective if used opportunity. Spirit Essence is used to cast a hex and is acquired after battle and by completing a few other activities. During my playground I had enough Spirit Essence to cast hexes without much issues, but instead of using the hexes often, I spent Spirit Essence on the Witch's Hunt each turn. The Witch's Hunt allows players to combine trinkets found after battles and create Blessing of Curse. They can then bestow and use it pretable on allied enemy units. The extra bonuses and penalties can make a huge difference in a sword fight. I found that the Hexes and Witch's Hunt mechanics were intuitive to use. The mechanics remind me of the ritual system used previously in Total War Warhammer for certain function and missions while the turn-to-turn gameplay. And the new roster units and Kislev felt good to play, but very similar to a few other legendary lords. The new action ambushers made a difference in a number of early game fights where their armor-piercing ranged attacks could easily down problematic enemies. The incarnate element of bits was also found to have a run but priced to fill it in army roster. But my main disappointment was using the new Hag Witch hero unit. They worked well enough and were effective, but didn't feel like anything specially. I couldn't easily swap them out for another hero unit and be just as happy. Playing Mother of Stankia overall felt like a standard campaign playground with a somewhat improved Kislev roster. Players will still be balancing yin and yang as a build settlements. Many of the units typically used will be familiar to Grand Cathay players, while there are new units that help to fill out some gaps in the Cathay roster that are not essentially. The Zangu War Drum may be the only expedition since it buffs your other units in a large area and provides immunity to psychological effects. But I will admit that including a Jade or Jet Lion in your roster does look great, as they have some fun animation. Taking the playstyle customization even further, Yanbu also uses a set of resources, Stone and Steel, that different activities outcomes. Stone can complete buildings or improve diplomacy outcome, while Steel can turn garrisons into armies successful complete hero actions, and more. While it another resource to manage, the benefit can be the key success in clash situation throughout the campaign. The new legendary Lord of Tzeentch is where things get a bit more interesting. The challenging ignores diplomatic penalties for crossing into the territories of other factions. He doesn't own cities. Instead, he established a trickster cult after winning a battle against an enemy settlement. The type of cult built in this way can be symbiotic or parasitic. A zero type of cult, a military cult, can also create it. But to do so, players need to use the hero action of Tricker's cultist hero. It can be fun to decide if you want to help the host city in case enemies attacks in the future for tech as much as you can get. I had fun establishing as many clouds as possible in the early game by attacking various factions or using hero action when some settlement had too large of a standing army. The challenge includes cloud supplies rather than gold Tzeentch tree, a bit overwhelming when combined with everything else. I have enjoyed playing each of the new legendary lords well enough. Unfortunately, none of them in my opinion have particularly memorable campaign story. The new voiceovers are decent, but the frequently comments made by each lord can quickly become annoying. I also found the swap between a female advisor and the original male advisor during the campaign, even thought both sounded good. The gameplay mechanics for each new legendary lord are solid, but only the challenging felt like a new different experience that keep me engaged. Thank you for watching guys, see you later, goodbye.